I'd like to welcome to our event today our partners. So, welcome partners to our Ark One Booster Session. Level up your SAP Business One for new sales portal plus AI plus security. So, by the way, I am Phila, your moderator for today, and we are so excited to have our valued SAP Business One clients for joining us today. Here in Arc One, we've always got you covered digitally and beyond. So we would like to acknowledge our partner sponsor for today, Acronis. And now, please don't forget to follow Arc One on our social media channels for more updates, insights, and future events, and to get some recap on the videos for today's session. And to give us a deeper insight into Arc One's vision and our strong partnership with Acronis, it is my privilege to introduce our Vismin sales manager. We have Glenn Mujeres. Hi, Glenn.
Yes, hi Phil. Good afternoon. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Hopefully this afternoon you'll gather tons of information about our subject matter for this afternoon. Sales portal. We have AI,
For the
Acronis. Yeah, for the
security.
security, definitely for the security, very important because uso pa rin no kahit matagal na yung mga attacks no na news from yung mga ransomware, it's still happening, no? Meron pa ring mga ganyan. So that's why we emphasize the importance of having security, no? Secure natin yung data natin kasi yan yung lifeline natin, no? So again, thank you for attending and maayong hapon. I'll turning it back over to Phila. Salamat.
Thank you, Glenn, our very hardworking sales manager. Good afternoon, everyone. And now let's move to our first topic, the sell smart and fast with the Ark One Sales Portal. So if you've ever experienced mga delays in quotations, tracking, or approvals, so this session is for you. Let's welcome Miss Nefri Vitwala. Hi, Nef.
Hi, Phil. Good afternoon. Thank you for that warm welcome, Phil. All right. I'll be presenting my slides in a bit. Okay. All right. So this everybody, I believe everybody is seeing my screen right now. All right. Good afternoon. My name is Nefri, and for the next 15 minutes or so, I'll be showing you how you can sell smart and fast with Arc One's very own sales portal. As a business powered by SAP Business One. Okay, to many of you here using SAP Business One, your sales representatives, your sales agents, or your sales team still work outside the system. I believe many of you can relate. Orders usually come in through Viber or ano ba yung ginagamit nyo na messaging platform like WhatsApp or Viber or kahit Messenger. I think meron pa talagang gumagamit ng Messenger din just to relay orders because it's free and it's fast. Or email or via spreadsheet. Say for example, you're maintaining a Google Sheets for orders. So I've also encountered scenarios like your sales team will just send photos of handwritten notes, So with these scenarios, most likely someone in the office then re-encodes them in SAP Business One. So that sales process that we just illustrated in this day and age, yan, meron nga tayong AI later. That sales process may be perceived as slow, error prone, and gives management delayed visibility. So at Arc One, we would like to tell this audience now that sales shouldn't be have to be this hard. From a leadership perspective, the source of the issue looks simple. Yan, the executive view of the problem. Your revenue generating activity is happening outside the system of record. Siyempre, our sales team, dun sila sa field, nagbebenta sila. So they're not using SAP Business One. So your sales activity, again, happens outside of SAP Business One. So that process, it can render a slow billing cycle or it increases the risk kasi may here and there and back and forth pa ng, you have to relay the sales transactions that are happening outside of SAP Business One. And it limits insights that would have been otherwise important for making decisions. So, kasi you're encoding is manual. So your revenue recognition will also be delayed and you have limited real-time visibility. Say, for example, a sale happened today, right at this hour, 2:06. Possible your executive team will see it like tomorrow or probably longer. With those in mind, the impact of this disconnected manual sales access, your order to cash cycle may not be at its most efficient speed. So matagal kayo nakakapag-release ng quotation, matagal nagprepresyohan kasi nga I have to ask in the office what's the updated price for you today. Tapos, yung pag-commit din ng available stock, customer will have to wait to confirm na meron tayong stock ng ganitong SKU. So, possible din na magkamali-mali yung pag-relay ng orders. So, when orders are delayed or corrected manually, your cash flow and sales team spend time on more admin work instead of selling. So, let me tell you something important. Industry benchmarks show that 35 to 50% of the sales, in many cases, in many industries, the winning vendor are the vendors who responded first. So I have a personal experience of this like as of late. I was looking for a wedding vendor for my sister. Tapos I broadcasted a post like I'm looking for this service. And then within the next 2 to 3 hours, I got flooded with 30 vendors of that service. So of course, I won't have time to like wait for all of them to send to me their quotations or that they can do the service. I had time to attend to the first, like say, for example, 3 vendors who talked to me first. Selling, in many cases, selling fast wins over selling hard. So once again, I'd like to go back to the idea also that you as SAP Business One users, SAP Business One, I think you would agree that is powerful only for users inside the system. Once again, your sales representatives are not inside the system. With these issues, we are presenting in Ark One, of course, since we got you nga digitally covered and beyond, our solution is a sales portal that connects sales reps directly to SAP Business One without giving them SAP access. Think of it as a lightweight, purpose-built sales interface that keeps SAP as a single source of truth. SAP pa rin ginagamit nyo. SAP pa rin yung data nyo. Pero we are connecting them on an online, on a browser platform with this type of solution. Imagine your sales reps could become faster. They will be better informed and more confident even while they are on the field. Let's imagine a before and after with our solution. So previously, we've mentioned that a single order may require multiple people and check. Let's see how a sales portal like Ark One Sales Portal can simplify and standardize your process. Let's do it in a storytelling mode. So I'm gonna pick a couple of names in the audience. Okay, so let's say si Carmi is our sales rep. Tapos si Charles is our customer and si Julie ang ating taga SAP. So si Carmi tatawagan niya si Charles. Si Charles yung sales rep. So Charles, bili ako ng ganito. Tapos si Charles tatawagan niya pa si Julie. Siya yung gumagamit sa SAP. Tapos i-check ni Julie. Out of the 5 items that the customer wanted, 2 yung wala. So babalik pa si Charles kay Carmi. Oh, wala daw to. Can we offer you another product? From that example, there's already a back and forth of messages na mangyayari. So you kind of spend more time on that process. It's really possible magbigay kayo ng wrong commitment. Say, for example, sinabi, oh, meron kami niyan. Tapos tawag ka ulit. Ay, sorry, wala po na palang stock ngayon. And then, in that scenario example again, could turn out with frustrated customers. So, let's say, for example, empowered na si Charles ng sales portal. So, tatawag si Carmi kay Charles. Oh, Charles, gusto ko nga ng ganito, 5 items. Immediately, gagawin ni Charles, hindi na siya magbubukas hindi na siya tatawag kay Julie. Bubuksan niya lang yung tablet niya. Okay, let me check. Ay, ma'am, meron tayong available yung 3, yung 2, merong alternative isang brand. Okay lang ba sa'yo? So, with that process, with that scenario, it's least likely that you will miss the sale. Mas mabilis din yung feedback niyo. Tapos, as an added bonus, Charles can check the balance of the customer. Charles can say like, yeah, pwede kayong mag-order, ma'am, kasi hindi niyo pa naman nalagpasan yung credit limit niyo po. Tapos, you have an unpaid invoice, but we can still accommodate your order. So, I'll send your order right now. Do you confirm it? The outcome, your order processing is faster. There's fewer errors. And your customers are happy. Tapos, less than yung stress sa internal team nyo. So, we've talked about ano yung value sa sales team natin. Faster yung order submission natin, real-time yung stock visibility natin, and as a salesman, since our solution will have dashboards, will have trackers, your your performance as a salesman will be there on the platform or on the application na objective. So like you can really see na okay, I made my quota in just half of the month, which I believe for the competitive salesman, for the salesman who really would like to do their best in their field, this is a good thing for them. With all of that said, let's get down to the actual thing. We'd like to give you a quick demo or a quick walkthrough of what our solution looks like, how our sales portal can make your entire sales faster, sales process faster, and how it can give you better customer service. So in this slide, what's playing is the landing page. So, by the way, our login process may be enabled with an OTP for a more secure process. So, like any portal or any browser-based na service, you link your account, you give this to your salesman. So, meron silang mga sariling account. So, we can log them in and tapos pwede na natin i-enable yung OTP para it's more secure. So, once they're logged in, the first thing that you see is the landing page. So this is our very own Ark One Sales Portal. So the sales portal is designed to be used as a daily command center for revenue performance. So in one screen, your leadership and you as a salesman can immediately see what's driving your sales. So yan, you can see there a pie chart. Okay, this product is taking more of the revenue over the product in yellow. You can immediately see what needs attention and where to act. The interface also looks and feels like a true support to your enterprise system. So play ko lang as I'm talking yung recording ng pag-navigate ko sa sales portal namin. So, yun nga, it's not a spreadsheet replacement. And it removes friction between data and decision making. Kasi minsan for the management to decide, hihingi pa ng reports. And that report doesn't always come like as fast as opening a page at your fingertips. For this one, it does. In under 10 seconds, your executive team can easily understand overall performance and not much training required. It's really user friendly. It's visually intuitive. And this is what you would call management by exception in action. So our clean layout removes noise while the color is used intentionally. So green for growth and Arc One. Tapos yun nga, let me go back. Yun, my orange then for where attention is needed. So where it should be. Yan. So critical issues like outstanding receivables are clearly flagged. Tapos it allows your leaders also to act before problems escalate. Kasi nga nakikita na siya lahat. That's for a quick dashboard. These are the things that, when you start your day, these are the first things that I want to know. Ilan lang ba before I could reach my quota? Yun. Ilan ba yung outstanding receivables ko kailangan kong i-follow up to collect? Ganon. If you need more analytics, we also have, so I'm showing here another tab, which is our analytics tab. Yan. So if ever you need more reports, more personalized or more data na hindi nakasya sa dashboard, sa main landing page dashboard natin. And the highlight for today's walkthrough will be order submission, which will be in our sales tab. Okay, so this is our sales tab. Ayan, you can see when you click the sales tab on the left, the first thing that you see are 3 transaction options: sales order, sales transactions, which is basically your AR plus payment feature in SAP, if you're familiar with that, and incoming payments. They basically will look and operate almost the same way, but today we'll focus on sales order. So we will hope that the most hit button in this interface is itong blue. Ayan, yung create new sales order. And that button will bring you to a form that contains fields that you would have communicated manually via your communication platforms anyway, your messaging platforms anyway. So of course, if mag-order ka, you'll type, say for example, naka-manual pa tayo, nag-order ka, you'll type kaninong customer ba to, kailan ba to kailangan, what are the other information na kailangan sa order, like kailan ba to dapat i-deliver, may remarks, comments ba tayo. In this UI, you can simply add lines. So again, going back to the manual, we translated all of the information that you relay when you're ordering into fields. So parang instead of typing, nagda-drop down ka na lang. So your ordering process is really faster. Yan. So VAT also gets computed immediately as applicable. So yun, as easy as that, you can send your order to your SAP Business One users. Yan. So yung last part dito is isasend nyo na yung order. So, yun nga, instead of doing all of this, manually typing or writing or, updating spreadsheets for orders, yan. Magsasend lang kayo ng order with this user interface. Yan. Okay, so when that order was submitted, we are showing here na meron na tayong mga orders. We are under the sales order sub-tab, so nandyan yung mga pending orders natin and their statuses. After your sales team submit orders through their portal, your SAP Business One user sees a sales order for approval. So naturally, your internal team takes care of delivery and invoicing within SAP Business One. Let's say whether or not your order, let's go back to that dashboard. Ayun, yung nasaan yung mga orders. Ayan, nandito yung mga orders. So let's say whether or not your order has been approved, you can easily check the status of your order in the same sales order sub-tab. Yun, makikita mo lahat ng orders mo. We may also enable the posting button for the salesman so that, say, there are use cases based on our study on this, there are use cases then that they want their sales team to do the posting so that, say, for example, I'm the salesman, so I see that my order has been approved. I will conscientiously post it so that I know that the order has been pushed through because it has been approved by the backend. So, pwedeng ganon. Pwede din, as your admin team approves it, post na sila agad. So, we can do it either way for you. So, we also have, so with that, so yun yung sales order tab. We also have stores deliveries tab that monitors your transfer. So, your master data, yun nga, say for example, you have stores. Then you want your stores to better monitor or like you want this, the replenishment of your stores to be seamless. Yan. So, pwede siya dun sa sales, sa store deliveries tab natin. So, your store team, magre-request lang sila ng orders, magpa-replenish kami ng stock dito. And then, your sales, yung mga tao mo na naka sa store na they're using the sales portal, pwede na sila doon mag-confirm ng orders. Meron din tayong master data for inventory viewing. So, as with any system din, okay, meron din tayong settings and profile tab. Ayan. So, everything here is once again user-friendly and intuitive. Ayan. So, with all of that displayed, we further ask the question, why will our executives choose this approach? Why will I invest in this add-on? So, unlike standalone CRMs, this solution avoids data fragmentation. So, SAP pa rin nga yung source ng data mo. Therefore, you minimize your governance and IT risk. So, you still maintain your prices, your stock, and everything that you do in SAP Business One. You just extend this for your sales team para dun sila mag-order. Again, let me go back to the idea that SAP Business One is not always easy for the mobile or for the field sales users. Licensing, complexity, and usability are real barriers also. And our sales portal fills that gap. So based on our typical SAP Business One customers, organizations may see significant efficiency gains. So for example, with this used in your company, reducing just one day from invoicing can materially improve your cash flow. And I know you know what that means for your executive, for your management team. These figures are illustrative though. We may further validate it during a pilot. Okay, so we are down to my last slide. So the real ROI is scale. You enable more sales activity without increasing so much in operational cost while improving customer satisfaction. Why do I say that? Kasi say for example, before meron kang one sales admin for like 5 sales agent. So now with the sales portal, kasi wala nang mag-encode for them, pwede nang 1:15 or 1:20. So at the end of the day, this is about speed, accuracy, and visibility. It allows your sales team to perform better while keeping full control inside SAP. So if you want your SAP Business One to truly support your sales team and not just accounting, the sales portal might be your missing piece. So if you think this solution is for you, we'd be happy to walk you through a more focused demo with your team. Or say for example, hindi to applicable sa amin, Nef. We're not into retail distribution. We have another front end solution that we want. Then in any case, I'm sure we have a solution for you because Ark One got you digitally covered and beyond. So with that, you may reach out to your account manager. So ending here, and I'll turn it over back to Fila.
Thank you, Nav. Thank you for that very informative session on the sales portal. So yes, when you have that sales portal add-on, upon seeing those analytics, no, it can help the executives or the management to do more decision making, right? Thank you for that, Nev. On to the next. Okay, now let me ask you, how much time do we actually lose because of manual processes? Like the encoding, yung mga approvals, the human errors, sounds familiar siguro sa inyo. So now let's uncover the hidden cost of manual processes in SAP Business One with Miss Riz Hover. Hi, Riz.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Something that I want to talk today, it's more on just what Phila has mentioned. It's what every company actually experiences today. But we have the tendency to actually not notice it. We don't actually measure it. And this is the hidden cost of your manual processes inside your SAP Business One. Now, when we say cost, most people, or maybe you will actually think that this is about licenses, or maybe it's about your infrastructure. But today, I want to show you something different. Okay, this cost doesn't actually show up in your financial report, but it actually impacts your operations every single day. However, or more importantly, AI can actually help eliminate this one. So I'm going to start with a simple question. Okay, now when you are doing your daily operation, or maybe you're doing your transactions day to day, how much of your SAP work still involve, number one, manually encoding your data? Okay, and sometimes our tendency it's more on what it's already in SAP, but we still need to maintain an Excel file for that one for tracking purposes. Number three is that we also still need to send emails for approval, right? So just think about that for a moment. How much time do you actually spend on all those processes? Okay, so if you're like most organization we talk to, the number is still very high. And the interesting part is that this is actually become so normal. It's part of our daily operation, but we don't even question it anymore. It's a normal activity. It's part of what we are doing. No question asked. This is how we do things. Okay, so I'll walk you through a simple scenario. For instance, your customer actually sends a purchase order via email. Okay, and someone from your team will actually open that email, try to understand that email, downloads the attachment itself, and then the tendency is that we have to copy it into Excel. Then we log on to SAP and manually create the sales order itself. And then someone will actually have to review it, check whether there's enough inventory. You have to validate the pricing also. And what if something is wrong with the process itself or encoded in the system? So you go back, you try to fix the error, and you repeat the process itself. So this actually happens every single day. And here's the problem. The problem is that because this process has been around for so long, it feels so normal. It feels like this is how things work, right? Yes, this is what we do. This is what we want. This is the process already. But if we really step back and try to look at it, it's actually a chain of delays. You have dependency and risk. We just learn to live with it. So I'm going to talk about the hidden costs that we mentioned. And the first one is the hidden cost of the time you don't see. And this is related to time. Not just the time you actually encode, but the time you spend checking entries, correcting mistakes, following up on approvals, waiting for responses. Individually, you feel like this is small time that you allot for these processes. But if you actually multiply it across multiple users, multiple transactions, every single day, you're looking at hours, sometimes even days of lost productivity. And the worst part is that you don't actually see it in your financial report. The second hidden cost is errors. Errors that don't show up, errors that shows up too late. Yes, manual processes will always introduce risks because yes, we are human. We are prone to do errors. Okay, even your best employees will still make a mistake. Okay, when doing repetitive work, wrong quantities. That's tendency is we will commit a mistake on that one. Incorrect pricing, missing field, and these errors don't always show up immediately. And sometimes you only discover it when someone actually complains, a customer complains, a report doesn't match already, and then an audit will happen and you see the error itself. And by the end of the day, you feel like everything's fine, but the cost is already much higher. The third and probably the most important is about your people. People doing work they shouldn't be doing. So think about your team. You have skilled employees, people with experience. Of course, we like people with experience. People who can actually drive value to your business. And instead, what are they doing? They are actually spending hours simply doing encoding, copying data, doing repetitive tasks, doing validation, and that's not what they are hired for, right? So over time, your employees will lead to have this frustration inside them, and sometimes they feel burnt out already, and tendency is that you're going to have high turnover rate. Now here's where it becomes a serious business issue for you. Now, if your company actually will grow, obviously your transaction will also increase. Now, if your transaction will actually increase, it means that your customer will demand more, demand faster response time, but your process stays the same. So what's the usual solution for this one? You hire more people. But the only way for you to scale with this process is that you have to increase also your costs because you need to hire more people, right? So you are actually not fixing the root problem itself. Now, this is where AI is a game changer. Okay. So instead of SAP actually waiting for humans to tell it what to do, AI is there to listen, observe, and act. Think of AI as your digital workforce for your SAP Business One. It operates inside your SAP Business One. It actually execute routine tasks and escalate only what matters. So this is where the AI agent comes in. The Agentall.ai, that is actually our solution. It transforms your SAP Business One from a system that just records your transaction into a system that can act on its own. So we introduce AI as your digital workforce. It actually assists your user. We are not actually recommending that you replace your user, but it's actually just assisting your user. It helps you executing routine tasks and actually also surfacing exemption. So imagine that your ERP system, your SAP, that can be able to read emails. It will be able to understand your requests, also can create transaction in SAP, and then also validate the data automatically, and it works 24/7 without delay. So what is Agentall.ai? So this is actually an AI solution that is built or integrated within your SAP Business One. Now, it is not just limited to just one module, right? So the AI will actually try to understand all your master data, your business processes, and then it can already support different modules. So it can support your sales, your purchasing, finance, operations, all just using the same intelligent layer of your AI. Agentall AI is also an AI agent built specifically for SAP Business One that is also a chat-based interface. So when you interact with it, it's like ChatGPT, okay? But behind the scene, it is actually deeply integrated with your SAP Business One data. So when you talk to it, it gives you back the data within your SAP. So it understands your master data, your rules, and also your processes. But because we all know that every company have their own business processes. Let me give you this example. So this is how it looks like. So basically what happens here, a customer sends a purchase order via email. Something very common. So AI agent reads the email and also the attachment within that email. It understands who the customer is, what items are ordered, quantities, prices, tax, and delivery requirements. So it validates everything in your SAP Business One. Okay. And what you see here, this one, is actually a sales order draft created by AI agent already. Okay, it was prepared within SAP. It's accurate, complete, and ready for your review. So you don't need to retype the data coming from your email to SAP Business One. So there is no switching between different systems. You're just there within your SAP system. So AI is capable of taking those action, okay, not just responding the question itself. So the AI capabilities are embedded directly into your SAP Business One. It actually helps in three fundamental areas in your work. The first one, it automates your business processes. That is what we actually wanted. It automates your end-to-end processes, end-to-end business processes. So it's designed to automate your end-to-end processes while also remain aligned with your SAP best practices. The second one, it actually reinvents analytical capabilities. Okay, so this is something that I like because I'm actually in analytics. So when you say reinvent analytics, it actually gives you that insight about your business in real time. So try to imagine those reinventing your analytics. You already have those dynamic reports that you can actually get within the AI agent itself. You just simply ask it if your sales trend for the past 3 years, it can actually give you that feedback already in a flash. Okay. And the third is that modernized user experience, because I mentioned a while ago, it actually is just a chat-based interface. It's actually is seamless. It's a natural language interaction. That is what we actually wanted, that it can actually listen or understand our conversation. So this gives you a whole new experience. So you can simply just ask it in plain language. So this is our agentic AI for SAP Business One. So what makes this different is that we're not just offering a single automation. So this is actually build a purpose-driven agentic layer for SAP Business One. So it actually supports multiple AI agents working together. So from here, you also have your sales automation, you have your inventory automation, purchasing automation, finance automation, so on and so forth. So when you're going to say sales automation, I gave an example for that one. So it enables to create sales order, okay, coming from the email. It actually listens to your email, and if you have WhatsApp to use as a communication, it can also monitor WhatsApp interaction if your customer are actually pushing also your sales order within the WhatsApp. Okay, so it listens there, it then push it to SAP and create a sales order draft. You also have the inventory automation. So this one helps you in terms of planning your inventory. So it helps you in terms of good issue planning and pick list creation. It also can help you create your goods receipt, so on and so forth. You also have the query and insight. This is what I mentioned a while ago, reinventing your analytics. You can actually talk to it about the data within your system. It can create your dynamic report. It can actually push different visualization like a pie graph, a line chart, so on and so forth. So graphic visualization creation, it's within your AI agent. So you also have the document processing. I mentioned this. This is actually the part of the automation because it can actually be able to read unstructured document because it will be able to capture the attachment within your email, right? So unstructured documents such as you have your PDF, image, doc, Excel file, it can actually read that one and try to analyze and try to actually push it within your SAP Business One. It also helps in data mapping and validation. You also have the knowledge management. The knowledge management is actually outside your SAP Business One. It's more on if you put information in that one, like for instance your company manual, you can actually push it there. Like one instance is that is you have a HR manual, you put it or you let the agent actually digest those information, and then you just simply ask. It's easy to actually use because you just simply ask what will I do if I'm going to be sick for more than 3 days? Is it against company policy? What processes should I follow? So on and so forth. So it can actually give you an idea rather than reading the whole document itself about your HR policies. Okay, for finance automation, you also have, it helps you in terms of creating your invoicing, okay, your PO, your GR, and IN reconciliation. So for the purchasing part, so it also listens aside from your sales order. It also listens for your supplier emails. It monitors that one and then help you create your purchase order creation and update. So here, this platform actually allows your enterprise to build, configure, and govern your AI agent. So it actually is, in terms of security, you are actually secure that it is within your SAP Business One, the layer of the AI agent itself. So business rules, permission, and controls actually is in place. It remain in place, ensuring that your AI actually are transparent, auditable, and also aligned with your SAP policy or your internal policies. Okay, now this slide shows the overall system landscape of how AI actually works. So the AI layer integrates within your SAP Business One and the surrounding system around it. So it's designed to be flexible in deployment. So also at the same time, maintain your security and performance because we are making sure that it is secure and it performs according to SAP. Now, if you are asking in terms of, because there are actually different products, AI agent products that are around already, but what is our key or competitive differentiation between this product and the other product is that this is not just a product, this is actually is a platform. This means you as a customer are not just locked into a single use case. You can actually expand, continuously expand the AI capability as your business actually evolves. So it means that since this is a platform, you can create your own workflow. So for instance, you have new processes that you are actually are doing within your company, you can actually create that within the platform itself. So ultimately our value proposition is simple. So we just want to empower your workforce with a assistant that is called your digital worker so that your people can actually focus more on decision making or maybe in analysis or also more on customer engagement. So the AI actually just handles all those repetitive tasks that you are currently doing day by day. So for your appreciation, I'm going to show you a video of how AI agent for SAP Business One actually works. Okay, so that you have a better understanding of this solution.
The process begins with purchase order creation. The purchasing agent monitors inventory in real time. When it detects a shortage of in-demand materials, it automatically pushes a purchase recommendation to buyer Bob Liu. Bob receives the notification and opens the chat window, where he sees a purchase order card generated by the purchasing agent. The card includes detailed material information and recommended quantities. He clicks the supplier's recommendation button, triggering the system's smart matching process. The purchasing agent accesses the historical transaction database and performs a comprehensive analysis of eligible suppliers, evaluating delivery lead time, quality rate, and pricing. Based on the results, it recommends the most cost-effective supplier for each material. Bob can then confirm the selection to proceed. Bob selects the recommended supplier and proceeds to create a draft purchase order. The system automatically generates the formal order and instantly confirms successful creation. Bob clicks View Card, and the purchasing agent immediately returns the draft order card in the chat window for preview. Clicking View Detail brings up the full draft in the B1 system. After verifying the information, Bob clicks Create Order to finalize the document. The process closes the loop efficiently, with instant confirmation feedback. The Sales Information Report feature enables data-driven decisions to begin with a single intelligent question. Salesperson John opens the sales agent and asks, analyze the monthly sales trends of products P001, P002, and P003 in the last quarter of 2024. The sales agent quickly pulls the relevant back-end data. It analyzes monthly sales figures for the selected products and returns actionable insights. The results are presented clearly in chart format, helping John accurately identify customer trends.
Okay, so that is our solution. So you can actually see how it makes your work actually efficient. So to close, the hidden cost of manual processes is actually real. Okay, it actually affects your time, your accuracy, and also your people. But more importantly, it actually limits your ability to grow. Okay, so with AI, you're not just improving your processes, you are actually transforming how work gets done in your company. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Riz. So indeed, growth is really an essential thing in every businesses. So now let's talk about something critical, the security. So in today's digital world, it's not a matter of if, but when. So how do we protect our businesses from ransomware and data loss? Let's welcome Mr. Jeffrey Pinto from Acronis. Hi, Sir Jeffrey.
Hi, can you hear me? Good afternoon.
Yes, I can hear you now,
All right.
sir.
So I'll share my screen. Okay, so my name is Jeffrey. I'm the solution engineer for Acronis. Today I'll be covering on business continuity with Acronis strategies to defeat ransomware. So I'm going to cover a little bit on the cyber protection essentials, why ransomware has risen on the rise, how do we help against ransomware, and a quick short demo. So ransomware has been 2025's most biggest cyber threat. With its high frequency on attacks, every 11 seconds in a business will fall victim to a ransomware attack. This means before even it finished, the presentation of multiple organizations will already have been compromised. 80% of the business have been attacked at some point, which demonstrating that no industry or company is immune from ransomware. Ransomware is one of the most common methods cyber criminals use to exploit vulnerabilities, with 20%, 25% of the breach containing of ransomware payload. But this tells us that ransomware is no longer a rare event. It is a constant ongoing threat that business must prepare for proactively. Now, ransomware is a dangerous type of malware that cyber criminals use to log or block access of your data and demand a ransom for its release. The main two ways it works is encrypting files so that they can't be accessed, locking the system so no one can use it, locking the system so no one can use it. The image on your right here is an example of a ransomware screen. It shows a warning message, often demanding for payment to unlock the system. Ransomware is a major threat because it affects business individually and even governments, causing huge financial and operation damage. To deal with in 2025 or even this year, there were a lot of challenges. Ransomware is surging, lots of attacks with new technologies like ChatGPT, Claude is used to craft an even more sophisticated phishing email and attacks. There is a gap in cybersecurity and IT operation talents in the market, and a lot of complexity in an efficiency to deal with, and also tools and many agents and console for one customer or one partner to manage this solution. Now, the way we go about achieving this is by spanning the entire spectrum of the NIST framework. The NIST framework is a security framework that is used by the US government that lists the standard of guidelines and best practice of how to manage a cybersecurity security risks. It is one of the most established frameworks across the cybersecurity industry, which consists of 6 main functions: governance, identify, protect, detect, response, and recover. With governance is how you manage your roles, your policy, reporting. Identify is how we have the ability to do a hardware, software inventory, which provide us the visibility and to identify what are the workloads and what needs to be protected. With that ability, we can find vulnerability assessments, patch management, security configuration, manage proactively when and there's an event. Our AI behavior-based detection and exploit prevention catch the threats as they happen. Many of these events can be automatically remediated, but if you need to respond, we have the ability to do an incident analysis, remote access, investigation as well as rapid incidents prioritization. And then on the recovery side, because we have a full integrated backup that allows us to do a self-recovery or to those backup image has in our cloud for disaster recovery. With this framework, we got you covered from basically from managing, cyber protecting, and recovery. Now, a lot of people does not know how a ransomware works, how it evolves, and how you can protect against it. So this is a typically how a ransomware will work in the stages you see here on the top. You have an initial intrusion. It gets in and then it runs and start encrypting CR critical data, delete shadow copies or backups that it can find or prevent recovery, and then it issues a demand of ransom. So later, at the end of this demo, I will show you a very simple result of a ransomware, how it actually does at the back end to delete your shadow copy. Without a shadow copy, you cannot do a recovery unless you actually have a separate backup on a different location. Usually, ransomware will hunt for delete for your backup items and would also automatically delete them silently. So now with this initial intrusion stage, the traditional AV will not detect a malware, especially an unknown malware. And even if it's detected based on the heuristic scan, usually the attack is already begun, right? Subsequently, when it's already completed, infiltrate your system, stolen your data, it will then run the encryption and demand for ransom. Now with Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud, it's an all-in-one solution that integrates cybersecurity, backup, and endpoint protection management to deliver a seamless and efficient protection for modern business. Right? With our next generation cybersecurity, we are able to utilize the advanced AI-based behavior detection engine to identify and prevent zero-day threats before they can cause harm. We are able to protect against ransomware, malware, and other cyber threats using our proactive defense mechanism. Thus, we ensure real-time threat detection with automated response capabilities with business disruption. This may sound confusing. In the demo later, I'll show you how, in a very simple view of how when we detect the attacks and what are the analyze or how does it auto-mitigate or basically auto-fix these threats for you. Now, if those threats requires to be recovered through the backup, our solution is able to do a recovery or an auto rollback. Now, in this slide, it shows you on the Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud console what it does and how you do a recovery. With our proactive protection and recovery, Acronis Cyber Protect can still detect known malwares via signature matching so that you can stop them at the very start before anything happens. It's able to protect against zero-day threats and stopping ransomware before encryption via our AI-powered behavior detection and our AI-driven proactive defense. It does not rely on shadow copies to recover, but uses our rollback encrypted files from the local cache copy. If somehow the cache copies fails, you can always recover from the backup. So we have a feature called revert using cache, which works something similar to Microsoft Shadow Copy. It's just that it's in our own driver, our own technology, and we keep it as a local cache. It does not take more than 10% of your disk space. When every time your systems get encrypted by a ransomware, it will automatically overwrite the encrypted file with our cache copy. With our AI-enabled behavior anti-malware, it allows you to look at signature-based detection of ransomware, entropy analysis to advanced ransomware, as well as you can see that the protection of the data with a backup. It is able to protect your data in the network folder that infects your machine by maybe going or even use a solution on the servers to protect against incoming connections from other machines that are potentially infected and trying to encrypt your files in a particular server. A lot of these attacks rely on exploits using known vulnerabilities and other applications, and this is where we have to exploit the prevent features as well, detect and stop even though they run through legitimate process. Now, the typical ransomware attacks encrypts files before they are detected and stopped. Traditional solutions rely on shadow copies, which ransomware can delete and leaving data unrecovered. Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud can instantly restore encrypted files using our local cache copy or backup. No need to manual recovery, everything happens automatically in the background. By doing so, we eliminate third-party dependency, no reliance on Windows shadow copies or external recovery tools. With its built-in recovery system that prevents data loss, even if ransomware deletes your backup. Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud integrates with backup and disaster recovery. Ransomware protection is pre-integrated with our Acronis backup at no additional cost. The right side of the slide, Acronis detecting infection files, malware identified, Trojan horse, And since you already know that where is the infected files are, you can have the options to recover a clean file from an incremental backup or run as VM to boot up the backup and do the instant recovery. EDR, known as an endpoint detection response, is part of the cloud deployment of Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud. It adds another layer of security by identifying incidents that evades other endpoint defenses, interpreting those attacks and offering various remediation options that you can use to mitigate the incidents once they have occurred. This includes integrated features like recovery from backups, disaster recovery, failovers, or patching things that the typical and other EDR solutions that could not do. Now, in the context of ransomware, this will give you the added benefits of understanding exactly what the data attacker was doing, maybe what the files were encrypted, what are automatic recovery, and otherwise what you could do, what the cloud could do for further remediation. So in a nutshell, we will show you what does the attack try to do, how it try to hide itself, how it try to spread itself. We will show you and summarize the attacks for you in our console. Here are some top use case in terms of the zero-day malware and ransomware protection with our AI and analysis protection, extended with a statistic, analyze and behavior analysis. Our remote work protection enables you to remote wipe a protected workload through our Cyber Protect Cloud console. Our detections and response for security incident analyze the threat detection together and informs our customers. And you can also do a threat investigations to do your remediation. Right. As with all security solutions, independent known tests and reviews are very important. Everybody needs to know what are the solutions and their capabilities and the test results. Acronis has been evaluated by the top performers by multi-independent evaluations, providing technology efficiency. Now you can go to these websites like AV Comparatives, or you can also check at this, SE Labs, to see our results. This is actually the last of my slide. I want to spend a little bit more time in the demo so that you have more visualization of what I was presenting just now. I want to spend a little bit more time in the demo so that you have more visualization of what I was presenting just now. Okay, so next is demo. Now, I've already pre-logged in into our cloud here. Let me show you this. So our console is actually 2FA. Firstly, just want to, need to re-log in again. So it's the 2FA is either use the Microsoft Authenticator or Google Authenticator. Highly recommend you to do not disable this because this is a form of a security that you should leave this enabled. Now, under the management side, you see the number of usage, whether it's a device protection, backup. We have this audit log that we keep for 180 days on whoever accessed to the console, what they've done. So you're able to know whether there was my colleague access to it or any of anyone else that access and run certain tasks, even if it's a system login. Right? We have inbox to update all our customers. What are the latest features available? Is there any fix that we have done also? We also have introduced workflow automation, which I will quickly show you in a short while. You can do a reporting of your current usage. An executive summary, which I love to show this because it gives you a view in a graphic format of how much you're protecting. So Acronis Cyber Protect Cloud is not just in cybersecurity solution, you can use it to do your backups and disaster recovery. Now, what I want to show you here is the security. When you back up to Acronis Cloud, by default, we have immutable storage enabled for 14 days at least. This can be changed to maximum up to 10 years. So how this works is when every time you back up your data to Acronis Cloud, if your backup expired in the cloud or been deleted in the cloud, it will go into this immutable storage. Treat this like a recycle bin. 14 days later, only we will automatically clear it off. Now, how does this benefit at the end users is when you need to recover a deleted backup or any data that is deleted or inside an immutable storage cannot be manipulated or encrypted. I can still recover as long as I have not reached 14 days. Now, when I go into here, cyber protection, I will be greeted with my dashboard. These widgets you can move around. You can add more widgets for more customization, what you want to see. Now, what I want to show you in terms of our cybersecurity is we detect crypto mining software. So if you have any crypto mining software installed in your endpoints, we will detect that. This is our ransomware recovery. This is where I mentioned that we do the local cache copy. So if you have any ransomware that encrypts your file, we will automatically revert cache. Basically, we automatically recover from the cache copy that we have. Now, for some reason that if the cache copy does not work, you can always do a recovery from your backup. You will have your incident detection here. You can do an investigation. What I also want to share here is our integration with backup and cybersecurity. You can scan your backups for hidden malware. So this malware is dormant. So that's why during the live scanning, it did not pick up any dormant virus because it's currently not active. But because we do a backup and into our cloud, we do an off-host scanning to detect those dormant virus or potential virus in there. Now, let's say I've detected there's a malware here. What do I do? If I go to recovery, I am able to see that this is the virus. So as long as I don't recover this file, it's safe. But what if I need to do a full recovery of the system? All I need to do is select entire machine. Sorry for the delay here. Click Save Recovery. This will then automatically remove the virus during a full restore. So this will guarantee you a 100% malware-free system. Okay. So firstly, how do we configure? To add, click Add, and download the agent for your devices. Our EDR solution support Windows, Mac, and Linux machine. Once you've installed, then go into Management, click Protect, Protection Plan, create your own plan, click Next. You then select your device here that you want to protect. Example, I select my server. Okay, and just disable backup. So this protection plan allows you to enable backup, cybersecurity, patch management, and DLP. So I'm going to just turn off the unnecessary features here and turn on our EDR. With our EDR, it will treat anything in your endpoint as a potential threat. If the process is abnormal, we will automatically stop the process. We then have our real-time protection. So this is a must, a signature-based antivirus to capture known viruses before even attack. Behavior engine, that's where we do the heuristic scan with our AI analytic to detect zero-day attacks in advance, exploit prevention, potentially unwanted applications. So these applications that is providing your analytics to the internet for marketing purpose or for sales purpose, we will detect that and you can then quarantine it or block by default. Our active protection is where we have the anti-ransomware solution, our revert using cache, and also our anti-tamper, which means when this is enabled, not even the administrator of the endpoint can uninstall our agent. Network folder protection is to protect your network share folder, like I mentioned in the slides earlier. If there is a Windows file server that is providing network share, and if there is a device that already been infected with virus, it will protect that folder from the device that contains malware or viruses, right? crypto mining detection, URL filtering. By default, we block users from accessing to phishing website or unsafe website, but you can block users from accessing through the categorized website that you want to block. Now here we also have an option to allow you to use Windows Defender for the signature-based antivirus, or if you want, you can use both. Just that you need to disable the Windows anti-tamper in your Windows Defender. When you click Enable, and when you save this, it will automatically apply the cyber protection for you. A little bit on a quick dive here is the URL that you can block based on categories if you want to. And you can also customize your exclusion. Right. Now, there's something that we just recently launched is our Gen AI protection, which will monitor users from using what AI web browser they use. Let's say, example, if you're using your Google Chrome to access to ChatGPT, Copilot, we will monitor and provide the administrators which AI tools that you're using. And you can also prevent users from uploading DLP files to the AI. Right. So once you enable, we will then automatically protect you. When we detect a malware, if you go to protection, you can then see the incidents here. Okay, auto-mitigator means we automatically fix the issue for you. But let's look at those that require us to do investigation. Now, this is a ransomware tool. So firstly, we detected the threat. The higher the score, the more severe it is. The type of attack will tell you this is through PowerShell, right? So you do your own investigation. It tells you when was the attack happened, right? You can assign to any colleagues of yours who manage the antivirus. You can see this is the computer name. Currently it's online. What's the operating system version, agent version, IP address of the system, and who is it currently accessed by the administrator. It shows you the attack information. So what this is we actually use MITRE framework for our detection. So MITRE framework is used by most cybersecurity vendors like CrowdStrike, SentinelOne, Kaspersky, so forth, on how you prevent an attack and how you mitigate the attack. So this framework is mainly used by most cybersecurity vendors. So this shows the type of attack. Now, if you've done investigation, you will then see the attack stages. Okay, so when I click this PowerShell script, this is what it does. Now I'm just going to zoom in a little bit for you that you can see. Firstly, the ransomware will want to delete your shadow copy, silent delete. In here, it also runs another script to delete your shadow copy also. So by doing this, it does not allow you to do a recovery from your Microsoft shadow copy. Right? So these are what it captures. So basically, it does a capture. These are the technique used, running a command. And if you go to the attack stages, these are the attack stages, but this is what it does. So if you do an in-detail investigation, you can see that it's connecting to GitHub. It's downloading tools from GitHub to infiltrate and to steal your data. We also will show you the attack summary, tell you basically what is this attack about, what it's trying to do, how it's trying to hide itself. You can also ask AI here, our AI Copilot, on what is the attack about. How do you prevent this attack? It will then, based on the alert, it will answer you. You can remediate by stopping the process and roll back. You will see what is changed by the ransomware. Now, if you have backup, you can click here to do a recovery, and you have patch management. So this is what our solution does. We do not need to rely on a third-party solution. As long as you have backup enabled and the remote management solution enabled, you can all manage everything from our Cyber Protect Cloud console here. Okay? I can basically even do this. Run a script to do a fix. With this script, we also integrate with AI. Again, we do not share the LLM to OpenAI, but you can just tell the script to download and install. Let's say Windows Server 2022, latest security patch. This works for both Windows and Mac. You don't need to learn how to write a script. Just tell the LLM what you want, and the OpenAI will create the script for you. You can then automatically run it. We have remote, we can do a forensic backup. In case you want to do a cyber insurance claim, you can do a remote desktop. With this remote desktop solution, it looks like this. I can remotely access and troubleshoot. I can even do a remote command prompt instead of me remote access to troubleshoot the system from my console here. I can do a remote command to basically troubleshoot. What is this? Let's see, hostname. So this is the remote server name. Now this support both Windows and Mac, and command prompt and PowerShell. You can isolate the device, restart, DR, restore. Okay, everything through our console. You also have a threat hunting, which we call it event search, to provide you the threat hunting research. If you have any file that is quarantined, you can release those quarantine file, or you can even create your own release file. For Acronis, deploying a solution, our EDR solution, if you see, is very straightforward. All you need to do is enable the protection plan, and we will manage the rest for you. There is no requirement to customize certain features or do a deep customization for a deep insight scanning. Everything is managed from Acronis for you. Okay. Last but not least, you can always do a reporting of your daily activities or even your existing vulnerabilities. You can create a 30-day report or a daily report and schedule to send the email to you every day. This report can be either on CSV file or your PDF. That's all I have for our demo. Do let us know if you want a technical deep dive solution, then we can actually have arrange another call for a technical deep dive. Okay.
Thank you so much, Sir Jeffrey. So you have clearly shown us that protecting the environment goes beyond the simple backups, and it's about ensuring that our operations can continue no matter what challenges arise. Okay.
Yes.
So please feel free to turn on your cameras sa mga attendees or drop your questions in the chat box. Okay, my question kanina. Wait, let me check. This is from Miss Eileen from Enviru, and also is asking if every access ba needs a license. If you can expound, Neff.
I think Miss Eileen here was asking about Sales mobile app. So Sales mobile app is also a different solution. It's more straightforward. It can do SOSQ. So yes, it needs license for each user. Parang 1:1 din. Tapos we've also sent out the specs here as a response. So yeah, there are it has to be SAP Business One. For iOS, SAP B1 9.2, version 9.2 and 10, and so on. So for Android then, meron din siyang mga requirements. So yun. So I think I think sila Miss Eileen siguro they are using or they have used Sales mobile app. But our sales portal is also a different solution. So yun nga, si Sales mobile app mas straightforward siya. And then C Sales Portal, it can do so many other things. Yeah.
Thank you, Nev. Okay. So another question is, how do we ensure security and control of AI in executing actions in SAP Business One?
Okay, so this is actually a critical concern, no? Well, I'm proposing Acronis, it's for security. But anyway, in terms of security and control, the AI is executing within your SAP Business One. So it actually is the same governance framework as your SAP Business One. So it's just running within the layer of SAP. Okay, so it means that you still need to follow the rules and permission. All the actions there in the AI are actually logged and also can be audited. So you can also define there who will be the approver. So there's a approval layer within the AI. So it can also be governed within that same layer of AI. So you're not actually losing control if you're using AI. You are actually just gaining that better visibility, and also you have this consistency within your SAP Business One. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Riz. So I think we have a question for Sir Jeffrey. Hi, sir. So for most of our mga SAP Business One clients here, so their entire operations from the finance down to the inventory run one system. So in your experience, what's the biggest risk companies overlook when it comes to protecting their system, specifically if SAP Business One environment from ransomware?
So the biggest challenge or the common problems that we see so far is the understanding of how cybersecurity works. Yes, and the plan for recovery. Basically, an attack is inevitable. Everyone will sooner or later will get an attack. It's just that how you recover from an attack. So most most customers that I see is they have protection, their cybersecurity, whether can be Acronis, can be CloudStrike, Sentinel-1, but there isn't any plan to, in case a disaster happen, what do I do? How do I recover from there? So that, what I feel that is a very important thing, that you need to actually have a solution or a plan to, in case something's happened, how do I recover it from there? How fast can I recover from an attack? How fast can I grow back my business if disaster strike? And of course, another thing is education. The common problem or the attacks comes from usually from the endpoint. Educating the end users or the customers how to prevent an attack, or basically guide them how to learn phishing an attack is very important, because usually all these attacks come through the endpoint, not from the server layer, but from the end user itself.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Jeffrey. We have another question in the Q&A. We are using SAP Business One for academe or for school. Can the sales portal be used by students for processing tuition fee payments?
All right. Okay. Thank you for your question. I believe it was Miss Kathy. Okay. That's actually a legit concern. So the quick answer will be no. Sales portal is more of directed towards a like item-based selling. For services, hindi siya masyadong applicable, or pwede din, but even this one as a school, there's a front end. We can actually also do a scoping with you, because for schools, a front end solution, it's called learning management system or school management system, which we also have implementations of this in school. So if you'd like to know more about how we can help you, how Arc One can help you with your school system, please reach out to your account manager, because definitely we have a solution for your needs as a school na institution.
Okay, thank you, Nev. One last question for you. Can we print sales quotation and sales invoice from the sales portal?
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's actually a good use case then. Sales quotation. Yes, we can. Especially this is designed for mobile. So you're imagining, I'm on the field and I want to send a sales quotation to the customer I'm talking to, just to make things official. So yes, you can. We can send it print via PDF or print if you're holding a mobile printer or whatever use case that is. But for invoices though, this is not like your POS na you register for your receipt. So puwedeng mag-print ng, sales, summary but not the official invoice that's BAR issued.
So I would like to say thank you to Nefri Vitwala, Ms. Riz Hover, and Mr. Jeffrey Pinto for today's sessions. So as we wrap up, we'd like to thank all of you for taking the time to join us. So at the end of the day, it's all about helping your business run smarter, faster, and more secure. So to formally close our session, let me call on Glenn Mojeres. Hi, Glenn.
Hi Phil, good afternoon, maayong hapon. Yes, oo. Daghang salamat to everyone who joined us this afternoon for continuously supporting us sa mga events namo, no? Mga webinars, in-person events. Daghang salamat. And hope to see you next time. And free of Acronis, daghang salamat. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, partners, for joining us here in Ark One. We've always got you covered digitally and beyond. Goodbye.